Alright, Mr. Brantley, here we go. I want to show you this game, man,
Introducing
instead of
the
just
Ghost
talking to you
Experience.
about it.
The Ghost Experience lets you choose between two
Ghost
different ways to play
Experience.
the PvE version of Ghost
Watch
Recon
this.
Breakpoint. Regular, the way the game was released, and immersive, a new way to
Immersive.
experience the game. While regular lets you play with weapons and gear of different levels and rarity, immersive mode removes the notion of gear score entirely. The new tactical settings will change
We're gonna
the way
get
you
better
play.
guns. That's
New
what
HUD
all
settings
that
are also
means.
available, allowing you to fine-tune your preferred level of information at any point in time. The objective of the Ghost Experience is to give you total freedom of choice. As such, you can switch
And
between
something I want you to
and
pick up
regular
on
mode
here.
at will. Of course, you can play in co-op with players in different modes.
You can play
and every
co-op,
setting can be
but
tweaked so
create
that
your ultimate Ghost experience. That's what makes this game awesome, is you can customize your game and make your own gaming experience. But what does that look like? So for you, here I present a helicopter with some rockets on here that you can just grab. Commandeer, I would like to call it, and identify some bad guys, revolutionaries, trying to use an island to create their own crazy libertarian utopian paradise that the U.S. government has a big problem with. We'll get into that story later. But they need to be executed. And like, look at this. Just lean in. There's 5 guys right there. Boom. And you get XP for everything in this game. You get XP for finding shit. You get XP for exploring. You get XP for destroying things and definitely killing people. So, and the graphics are really good. The mechanics are a little bit like GTA. To be honest with you, if I had to compare it to Modern Warfare, they'd be more like GTA, which, is kind of like fidgety. Here's a better helicopter with a gunner seat, but also rockets destroying a base. And here, this is me taking an AK-47 I found, your normal idea AK-47, and turn it basically into like a submachine gun that's red.
The objective of the Ghost Experience is to give you total freedom of choice. As such, you can switch between immersive and regular mode at will. Of course, you can play in co-op with players in different modes, and every setting can be tweaked so that you can create your ultimate Ghost Experience.
And that's basically why Wes and I love this, is because we use the customized experience and basically have most of it turned off. Just a couple things to make it, a little bit enjoyable. But try and keep it as realistic as possible. And playing this game, it's super dope. So check this out. And basically, that's what makes this game so cool, is like Wes and I do the custom, like we do a little bit of in between, regular and immersive. So the rest of this video is me just kind of picking certain aspects of the immersiveness, which means your interface, which is the difficulty, which is what we're looking at right here. All this is fine and normal and what we always play with, but the interface is stuff, like what should be on the screen while you're playing. And some of it is like very informative. Like, it would be kind of not a fun game because you would just be walking around a jungle all the time, lost. But you can hunt for things and stay on track, and those are the things that we want. And how big and how small we want them, depending, on how noticeable these things are to us on the mini map, That's customizable too, and it's just fucking dope. You don't see that in a lot of games. Um, so, like, here is the mission reminder. If I don't have this on, I lose track of what mission I'm doing every time. These are loot containers. The looting is the addictive part of this game. We basically not, I was about to say rob bases, but we attack bases really just to loot them, not to like kill the guys, but we're there to like get all the loot. And, we'll kill like 50 enemies at this mediocre or maybe even a large base, and it'll take us like half an hour to loot everything because there's so much there. And it's clothing and scarves and shit, accessories that makes your character look dope. Another thing that you can change is you can constantly change your character and what they look like, and have total freedom in that. And that's cool too. But this is HUD, the HUD markers for the enemies. I think we want that on and in full display. Like, these are the enemies. And there's actually allies in this. This is new to Wes. And I said, yeah, let's mark them. Let's mark them green. Green usually means allies. But the enemies can't change the color, but they'll be marked. They're marked white for some reason. And you can change the size. And as you change it, as you see me changing it, it shows you what it looks like in that screen. So that's another super dope part about this game, is it's actually showing you what the changes look like. So you can go into the settings at one point and just go through this list and uh, check out what you find is better. We'll make some suggestions in the beginning, but ultimately you get to like decide. And sometimes I just want to change it up and have like nothing on the screen except for my character. So hard to play like that, but sometimes it's fun to do that. See, and you can make that mini map small or large. Having a large mini map means it's easier to see enemies on the mini map, and even the loot and missions and everything that we get to do. Um, the enemies appear as clouds, red clouds, until you spot them with either your eyes or your binoculars or your sniper rifle or your scope on your gun. And you also have a drone recon, and you can spot them that way as well. And then that's what identifies them. They stop being clouds and they turn into those little markers. And once they're all identified, like at a base, you, me, and Wes identify like 50 dudes at a base. Now we can start planning, okay, how are we going to take this base down together? And this is the bizarre story. The game is set in an open world environment called Aurora, a fictional island chained in the Pacific Ocean. And you, as the player, you have to take on everyone, the operational forces on this island. The year takes place in 2025, and so there's future soldiers, and scale technology basically rules the world. Look at his eyes, it's all lies. Oh my god. He actually tries to dub World 2.0. And this is the intro that's important to the story. The USS Savvy has mysteriously sunk off of the archipelago, home of the Skell Tech genius. The CIA has launched an Operation Greenstone, which is basically you to go check it out. And this is like the beginning of you going to go check it out. And character creation comes right up at this point. But this whole thing is interesting because at this point you don't know anything. You're just Huh, some ship went down mysteriously. But this is your character. For the purposes of this video, I was like, that was a pretty good default character they came up with. I might keep this. Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of different hairstyles, especially for the women. I mean, they make all the women like look like lesbians. I swear to God, all the haircuts. Look at these haircuts. Not a lot of choices. Look at that. So I'm usually rolling with like the same 2, 3 character sets. But I tried this one. Blue hair to make it cool. Get shot at, get shot down, and then here's the beginning of the game. This is like your first mission. You'll need to do this to do. This is basically your prologue. It's not too intense. We get to join almost immediately. Start as soon as this starts. And see, it says Nomad right there. I forgot to turn off subtext name box. You know, that's how specific it gets. I turned off subtext because I don't want that being put on the screen. Just I want a clean screen with not a lot on it, but forgot about that. And that's what Scale created, those like little bugs, like basically nanobite little drones that are invincible and big problem. Well, look at this, pretty good graphics. Look at the brutality, Robert. Look at this. You'll see this in Call of Duty. I'm telling you, the landscape of this entire island has got a very strong Vietnam vibe. It's got like a jungle and very mountainous and jagged rocks. And there's not too many Vietnam military games out there. And wanted to show you like what it's like actually with the guns, because you know, here's your settings, here's how you can change everything, you know, that we've already been doing. Let's turn off that speaker name. Yeah, take that off. And got to heal myself. Check out the bottom left hand corner. L1, that's your friend. That uses like everything within this wheel. And lots of healing things, lots of like grenades and rocket launchers will be in the wheel. You can change what's in the wheel. L1 to use it. And then up there is your mission in the upper left hand corner. And you can make that go away and turn it on whenever you want by pressing a button, by pressing the down button. That's hella dope in this game. So even within the game, without having to pause or anything, you get to change that. Now see, you can change the first person view. So if you know, you're in third person view right now, but if you want to aim and you want to be in first person view aiming, you can do that. And it's easy, press of a button. Now here's third person view aiming. But it's so easy to switch back and forth. It's just one press of a button that your thumb is on anyways. So very smart how they made this game. Another reason why I think this is one of the best games. It's just very intelligent, like how they made it. Because if you're going to have a button change like that, it would make sense to have that button close by and have it be the same button you're already touching. Genius. And look, so you're crouched into these leaves and you see how it got darker, so you can be stealthy. This game really wants you to be stealthy, and that's like a big challenge for me. But as Wes will tell you. See, and that's how you mark guys. That's one way. Using your pistol, aiming down, and see now they're marked. The white I don't know, we'll call that a triangle, I guess, on top of them. They're marked and they'll stay like that. Like you will forever know where they're at. And you can tell other teammates to mark them. See, that's what I'm doing right here. So I can tell you or Wes, hey, I got this guy. You take that guy. And we'll come up with a system. It'll be fucking dope. It'll be like we are really out there, like as a SEAL team, and we got to work together to try and like take down this shit. So it's way different from Call of Duty, where it's just, I don't know, a slaughterhouse. This takes thought and preparation, and there's more teamwork going on. But since you guys aren't here, I'll take these guys up myself just like this. Boink, boink. Ooh, he took a couple of shots. There you go. I believe that is with a Desert Eagle pistol that is silenced that I just happen to have. Maybe not. See, and you can carry the bodies and hide them. Sometimes that's necessary. There's other things you can do with the bodies that would require you to carry them. But see, there's red shit on my mini map. So there's enemies over there. And I'm all about killing enemies. And there's also on my mini map, you can see there's a chest next to that yellow dot. See, check that out. The yellow dot's the mission, a chest for me to open to get some goodies. And the other things that you might see on the bottom that are behind me, that's like ammunition from the enemies that I just killed. And see how that chest that's on the minimap is appearing in front of me to the left there, right there. It's right there on the crosshairs. That's way cool too. So it's easier. It's way easier than Call of Duty, I think. This is just me finding a friend who has been shot and killed. It's a part of the mission, and I'm gonna go take revenge on them, and show you like what the battling looks like. Now I don't know if you can hear them over my voice, but you can hear enemies talking. And that's another cool part about this game. Some of the shit they say is so fucking ridiculous. But I can hear them talking, and I saw them on my mini map. And I'm going to take them out right here. Oh, God. I love the sound of that single shot. It's beautiful. But I wanted to show you the map. Check out this map. It's huge. It's an island. It looks small when it's zoomed out, but when you zoom back in, there is so much. Those blue dots indicate weapons and attachments to weapons that you can get. But just what you're looking at, some of that emptiness that you see, it's not really emptiness.